All right, guys, so welcome to the channel. Today I'll be going over how I went from a pizza cutter at Cross Pizza to a young, successful entrepreneur in a couple years, right? So the first thing I did to get started was pretty much just start, right? I know you're told, right? Everyone says, just do it, just get started. But how do you do that, right? So how I did that was you break down your goals. For example, if you're someone that wants to open a bar, a restaurant, a club, even, right? You have to break down the entire process of that. And you may not have the capital to, to do that straight away, but you have the ability to plan it out, right? Just starting doesn't mean going out, getting this huge loan from the bank, buying all this, hiring people, blah, 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 right? No, it just means taking the initial steps all the time, right? For example, think of a name. Where would it be, right? Write it down, document it, take these steps, right? Get an ABN. You're moving forward in that process, right? You're always moving forward. That's what just start means, right? A lot of people get overworked in the whole process of things, right? They'll think of an idea and then later on they're like, no, I don't have the money for this. I don't have the money for that, right? But no, it's the greatest people, right? It's like the guy that owns the Meriton, right? He he started with no money. Most people that have made it big in this world started with nothing, right? And that's normal. You just have to make the initial steps. Just start. Write down your ideas, so on and so forth. The second thing that I had to come to terms with is failure. Okay, I have failed countless amounts of times when it comes to business or just entrepreneurship, right? I have failed so many times, whether it's starting marketing agencies, e-commerce stores. I have failed so many times. But it's the failure that caused me to keep going. For example, right? If I stop just because I failed, that means I've wasted all the time and effort in that whole process, right? I've wasted all that time and effort. But if I keep going, right? If I keep going, and I know if I keep going, I will win. I just have to accept the failure now and keep going forward, right? But what failure does is you learn. You learn as you go and you keep learning and you keep learning. That failure is just a teacher. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's like when you fail a PR at the gym, right? As long as you keep trying, keep training, you will get there eventually. Even if you fail again, you will get there eventually. But the whole point is that failure is guaranteed, but so is success. So is success. You just have to accept that 100% of the time you're going to fail at whatever your idea is. And that's okay because it's usually a matter of you tweaking, making a few changes here and there that cause you to win the next time. That's the difference between someone that's made it in life and someone that hasn't, right? Because you see on those TikTok videos, on the YouTube videos, they ask the millionaire, billionaire, if you lost everything today, could you get it all back? You may think that it's because of the connections and so on and so forth, but no, it's because they understand the process. They understand everything that they went through. They have that knowledge. Because that's the difference. It's the knowledge. It's the knowledge from the failures, and that's the difference between someone that's made it and someone that's trying to make it. Because once that person that's trying to make it makes it, they could do that a million times over again, and they'll do it faster every single time because they get better. They get better, right? It's like playing a game, right? And you're doing constant runs, right? You're gonna fail the runs a few times. You're gonna fail, 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 and then once you've done it once, you'll do it faster the next time. You do it faster the next time. You do it faster the next time. That's just the same with business and anything in the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Okay, so the last thing that I did that pretty much solidified my progress was self-isolation, right? I had to get rid of anything and anyone that wasn't helping me progress or move forward. For example, I stopped seeing my friends that I was going out clubbing with, going out drinking with nearly every day. I had to stop playing games and getting online on things like Discord with my close friends that I enjoyed spending time with. I just had to cut it all out. I had to stop. I had to lock in, and I had to prioritize my growth over these minor, small moments of emotional highs in games and drinking, going out to nightclubs and so on. I just had to get rid of that. I had to get rid of that. I had to stop talking to girls and all of that stuff. I just had to lock in, right? Because at the end of the day, no one cares about you. No one's going to care about you. No one's going to care, right? And you have to accept that. You have to accept that. You control your life. So if your friends are saying you're fake after you leave to work on yourself, they're not your real friend, right? They're not your real friend. So you have to take that time out for you to progress as a person. It doesn't even have to be for entrepreneurship, right? It, it can just be for your mental health or mental well-being or your progress as a person, right? You need that time to yourself to gather your thoughts, to lock in, to get whatever you need done, right? Solitude, I don't know, but it worked wonders for me in my situation. But the one thing it caused me to do was hate weekends. I hate weekends now. I hate them with a passion because nothing moves. Nothing moves at all on weekends. Whether it's businesses or workers, right? Nothing moves on weekends at all, and it pisses me off. But at the same time, right, during my whole solitude situation, I wasn't going out, but I was seeing my friends go out, enjoy time, drinking, partying, doing all that, right? I, that was a struggle. That was a struggle. Thank you guys for visiting my channel. I appreciate your time. That was just a quick explanation of how I went from pizza cutter to a successful entrepreneur at just the age of 23.